I entered the Navy in June of 1942, and I was discharged in 1948 after 6 years, and went into the reserves. I was called back into the Navy in 1952, and Mr. Truman extended my enlistment for a year, and I was discharged again in 1953. I went aboard ship in January of 1943, and we were convoying stuff to Africa most of the time, and in 1944 we were sent to the Pacific and stayed in the Pacific till the war ended, and we didn't come back home for about 3 months because we were patrolling the China coast. And I really liked the Navy, but I had got married, and before they called me back, and Jerry didn't like the Navy, but I enjoyed my Navy time, and I kept my nose clean, didn't have any problems with the captain or the exec, so I did all right in that respect. Now, I did a lot that I just didn't get caught. I was on a destroyer, and they were called later on by some of the people the sacrificial lambs, because we screened the big ships. Our job was to fight off anything to protect the big ships. We had to fight off the planes before they could get to the big ships, and supposed to take the torpedoes or the bombs if you could, just to keep the big ships from getting them. And that's why they called us the sacrificial lambs. There were 283 ships sunk or damaged in the war. 83 of them were sunk, and the rest were damaged. Mostly, a lot of them by the suicide planes, and some torpedoes and bombing. But that was just part of the job, and you did it and did what you could. These destroyers had no armament on them. The bigger ships had armor below decks. It depended on the size of the ship, how much armor they had. We were built light and for high speed, and so we just couldn't afford to hang any armor on them because it would cut down on the speed. But a 1/4 inch of steel is not a whole lot of steel. But the suicide planes were awful too. They could just do so much damage. The planes weren't very big, but they'd be loaded with gasoline, and what they caused, and all that superstructure on them ships could be pretty well knocked off, and then the fires. A fire on a ship is one of the worst things you could almost have, because you're confined, and you just have to fight it the best that you can, and it does a lot of damage. Water is the life of a ship. The boilers get the best water. If it gets a little tint of salt, we had to drink that, or or go thirsty because the boiler's got the good water. A lot of times I've gone to a drinking fountain to get a drink and had to spit it back out because it was too salty to drink. And we had storms, a couple of hurricanes out there, and I've seen waves as high as these big pine trees we got around here. You did whatever job you had to do, you were assigned to, and you did it and I was never a worrier. I just took what come and let it go. I think we all felt that we would win. It would just take time. I've always been thankful that we came through like we did on our ship. We said that we were the luckiest ship in the Navy, and we lost one man, but he was lost on a swimming party in the islands, and we came through everything else with flying colors. And you don't know why a ship here got sunk and you didn't get hurt, and here another one just around you. I like myself to be recognized as a veteran. I don't claim to be any hero of any kind. I just did what I was supposed to do and did it the best that I could.